Scientists have come up with special ways of packaging and eating foods in space. The first space foods were soft foods. It looks kind of like baby food, packaged in tubes like toothpaste. John Glenn became the first U.S. astronaut to eat in space in 1962. He ate applesauce from an aluminum tube during a Mercury mission. He had to squeeze the food into his mouth. Eventually, scientists found ways to make better, tastier space foods. They were also easier to eat. Secondly, is intermediate moisture foods. Intermediate moisture foods are preserved by restricting the amount of water available for microbial growth. Water is removed or its activity restricted with a water-binding substance such as sugar or salt. Dried peaches, pears, and apricots are examples of this type of shuttle food. Thirdly, is natural form foods. Foods such as nuts, granola bars, and cookies are classified as natural form foods. They are ready to eat, packaged in flexible pouches, and require no further processing for consumption in flight. Both natural form and intermediate moisture foods are packaged in clear, flexible pouches that are cut open with scissors. Fourthly, is freeze-drying food. In this method, food is quickly frozen and dehydrated after it's cooked. Freeze-dried food doesn't need to be refrigerated and lasts a long time. To eat freeze-dried food, astronauts squeeze water into the food packages. After the food absorbs the water, it's ready to eat. Astronauts can use hot water to make hot meals that are tasty and nutritious. Rehydratable food is also known as freeze-drying food. Some freeze-dried foods, like fruit, can be eaten dry. In fact, you may eat astronaut food from time to time without realizing it. Today, many breakfast cereals include freeze-dried fruits, like strawberries. Number 5 is thermostabilized food. Thermostabilized foods are heat processed to destroy deleterious microorganisms and enzymes. Individual servings of thermostabilized foods are commercially available in aluminum or bimetallic cans or in flexible retort pouches. Most of the fruits and fish such as tuna and salmon are thermostabilized in cans. Number 6 is dehydrated drink. Drinks also have to be dehydrated. They're kept in powder form in special pouches. The pouches have built-in straws or special nozzles. That way, astronauts can drink straight from the pouch after water is added. Number 7 is condiments. Condiments include commercially packaged individual pouches of mustard, mayonnaise, taco sauce, and hot pepper sauce. They can add salt and pepper too. However, these spices have to be in a liquid form. Otherwise, the grains would just float away. The pepper is suspended in oil and the salt is dissolved in water. There is a danger they could clog air vents, contaminate equipment, or get stuck in an astronaut's eyes, mouth, or nose. Lastly is shelf-stable tortilla. Flour tortilla are a favorite bread item of the shuttle astronauts. Tortillas provide an easy and acceptable solution to the breadcrumb and microgravity handling problem. A shelf-stable tortilla was developed for use on the shuttle with extended mission lengths. The tortillas are stabilized by a combination of modified atmosphere packaging, pH, and water activity. Mold growth is inhibited by removing the oxygen from the package. This is accomplished by packaging in a high-barrier container in a nitrogen atmosphere with an oxygen scavenger. During a typical meal in space, a meal tray is used to hold the food containers. The tray can be attached to an astronaut's lap by a strap or attached to a wall. When mealtime rolls around, astronauts go into the galley area in the shuttle's middeck. There, they add water to freeze-dried foods and dehydrated drinks from a rehydration station that dispenses both hot and cold water. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to rehydrate and heat an average meal. To make sure their food doesn't float off, astronauts use Velcro fasteners. Their trays fasten to their laps, so they can enjoy a meal while sitting down.